The Remarkable People Podcast. Check it out. The Remarkable People Podcast. Listen, do, repeat. For life. The Remarkable People Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 8, Episode 1 of the Remarkable People Podcast. If this is your first episode, you're not going to notice anything different, but welcome to the show. To all of our loyal listeners in 120 plus countries around the world, we're so thankful you joined us today. And things are going to be slightly different, but hopefully our guest and I are still going to bring you content that's not only entertaining and inspiring, but you'll have 1, 2, 3 action steps to apply it to your life and have an even better existence. So today we are here with Anthony Tony Cudjo. Tony, how are you today, brother?
David, I am doing absolutely wonderful, brother. It's good to see your face, man. We spoke earlier this year. You had a lot going on, traveling a lot and changing a lot of people's lives, man. So, it's really great to finally get to sit down and have a good conversation with you, brother.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, between Tony's busy schedule and my schedule, we had to cancel this and reschedule a couple times. So it's a real treat that Tony fit us in his life to share with you. Now, Tony, before we get started, what are you passionate about that you want to share with our listeners today? We're going to share a lot of gold, but what's your core that you're like, if you listen, you're going to be guaranteed this piece of advice that if you apply it, you'll have even a better life?
Here's the target, David. Here's the target for you and I in our discussion. The target is human optimization. I am passionate about optimizing human beings. That's what I do. That's what I live for. That's what I've been created for. And that's what I'm on this planet for.
All right, then let's do this. What is human optimization? How do you define it?
Well, let me give you an example so that the listeners can get real clear about it. I love the name of your show, David, and the reason why is because we are all remarkable people. I'm going to say that again for all you who don't believe me. We are all remarkable people, David. And I always tell people, man, I've been doing this for 38 years, thousands of clients later. The common denominator to every single human being in any challenge you have in your life, it's your beliefs. Your beliefs are the only thing holding you back. So the target today is to optimize you and help you to understand why your beliefs are where they are and how you can get to a better place in your life. So human optimization is this. By the law of God and by the law of creation, you are a biological being. You are a spiritual being, but you have a biological body. And you have to live with that body until you actually pass away from that body and you transform into a higher level of vibration and frequency as a spiritual being. So how do you optimize yourself, and what is human optimization? Let me ask you a question, David. Do you have a cell phone, sir? Yes or no?
Unfortunately, I do.
Yes, we all do. Most of us, I think probably about 75, maybe 70 to 75 of the population on the planet has cell phones. So do you also have a flat screen TV? I know you do, yes?
Yes, sir. Multiple.
And I'm also sure you have a car in your driveway, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All of those are electronic devices, aren't they? Your car is an electronic device that moves, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
And your cell phone and your flat screen TV are electronic devices that you use and leverage technology so that you can see movies and you can do things with your phone, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when you bought your phone and I bought my phone, David, they both came with instruction manuals, yes?
Yes.
And that instruction manual, what it does, David, it shows you how to optimize that phone, meaning that you can actually unlock every feature that that phone has. You can maximize the capability of that phone. If that phone gets in trouble, you can open up your instruction manual and you can troubleshoot that phone. You may be able to fix it yourself, or you may have to take it to a local store. Verizon is my carrier, so if I can't fix my phone myself, I will take it to Verizon and let the experts fix it. Now, if I can't fix it myself by troubleshooting it and looking at the instruction manual, I can actually call the manufacturer. The manufacturer's phone number will be inside of that book. So I can get in contact with the manufacturer directly and ask them any questions about that device that they've created for my consumption and my use. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now watch this, my brother. And this happened to every single one of us. No one is exempt from this, unfortunately. You have been socialized out of your power. You are a creative human being. You are a creative being. You are a spiritual being. That is the law of who you are. But no one taught you how to optimize yourself in your physical body. Your physical body is your tool of creation. What I mean by that is everything that you do, everything that you are, everything that you're creating, you need your physical body to do it. No one has ever given you an instruction manual how to optimize your body, how to optimize your health, how to optimize your life. No one has ever given you an instruction manual or even taught you how to do that. Your parents didn't teach you. Why? Because no one taught them. So it's been the blind leading the blind, if you will. So human optimization is about turning every aspect on inside of you, the way you were created, leveraging all of your creative power, showing you how to take control of your health and your body because you're in control of your health and your body, showing you how to actually control and design your life the way that you desire because you are in creative control, regardless if you know it or not. Most people just don't know that they are, David. So what I do is I teach them how to get there. So human optimization is what I do. I optimize human beings to help them to fully turn on every power center in their bodies so that they can transform not only themselves, but transform their lives, transform their health, and ultimately transform their communities if that's something they're interested in doing.
Beautiful. Now, before we get to the how to do that, clearly something happened in your life or a series of things that happened in your life, Tony, that brought you to learn this, apply it, and make you so passionate that you're teaching others. So how did this become so important to you?
Through the death, through the destruction, and through the darkness of my life, I came to the conclusions of understanding that these things and understanding the law. I wanted to understand, David, what is the law of life? What is the law of our biology? What is the law of creation? See, because the law applies to every single one of us, not just to me, but also to you. And so I started looking at the most major law that we have, which is the law of gravity. The law of gravity, David, it works today, tomorrow, it works all the time. It works for you, me. If you and I both got up on top of your building, we got up on a high-rise building, David, regardless of what you believe, regardless of what your color is, don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat, jump off that building. Both of us jump off that building. What's going to happen? We're both going down. It don't matter, bro. It's the law of gravity. And that's kind of the way God works. God's laws work. You actually have the law of biology in your body, which is a creative law, and you're using it and you don't even know you're using it. You're using it unconsciously. You can't help but to use it by the way you're created. So yes, through my trials and tribulations, darkness in my life, a lot of death around me in my life, right? And just a lot of different things that had happened to me, I had to get myself back to a better place. You know, I was broken at one time as an athlete. I had major injuries and I ended up not getting to the NFL because of my injuries. I went into a major stint of depression. I stopped working out. I stopped talking good to myself. I just stopped doing the things that helped me to get to the top of my life. And guess what? I fell and I went to the bottom. And when I got to the bottom, I had to realize and understand how to get back to where I needed to be. And it was so funny, David, because when I got to the bottom, I realized where I was going is not where I really wanted to go. So
Yeah, that happens.
through me transforming my own life and transforming my own pain and realizing who I really am as a human being, and before I became a human, understanding the laws of my being and then implementing those laws and then seeing the changes that happened in my own personal life, I decided I wanted to help other human beings. And that's what I've been up to for the last 38 years of my life.
And let's talk about that, Tony, because so many times some of the greatest achievers they failed, not just once, but repeatedly, or they were beat down. They didn't even necessarily fail, but they were just beat on, and to the point where Satan's trying to get them to submit and quit and give up on life. And rock bottom sucks. Nobody wants to be at rock bottom, but it's such a beautiful place because when God lifts you out, when we allow Him to lift us out, it's fantastic, the journey up. So you're at rock bottom in your story. What were the steps that you took to say no more? I'm breaking the chains off. I'm giving my life to God, upward and onward. Not that life's ever going to be fully easy every day, but what were you doing in the steps? 1, 2, 3. So whether we have a listener who's like the walking dead, they're going to work every day, they're coming home, they're just in a rote routine and they're really dead to life, or whether somebody right now was just contemplating suicide because we're recording this right around the holidays, right? Maybe they're so depressed they're contemplating suicide, and they're letting a short-term problem mess with a long-term decision, right? What
Yes.
did you do? 1, 2, 3, it could be 8, it could be 2, but what were some steps that our listeners can try to dig out of the hole and reach and ascend to the top?
There's just one thing you got to do, David. You see, we as human beings, we've been taught that there needs to be a 12-step process, a 24-step process. It takes 6 months. You know, we always want to have these conclusive designs, if you will. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, there's only one thing that controls not only your behavior, but it also controls your external creations, all the things you are creating in your life that you can experience with your five senses. It's your internal conversation, David. That is so important to your creations. All of your creations are a reflection of your constant internal conversations. So I always tell people, what are you saying to you? How are you talking to you? And what I mean by that is, what are you saying to yourself when no one's around? Huh? What are you saying? And I promise you, if you're depressed and you pay attention to your internal conversation, I promise you that your internal conversation is a conversation of depression. It's a conversation of judgment. You're judging yourself. You're judging your life. You're judging things that maybe you should have done or things you should not have done, and it's causing the depression. But it's the internal conversation that makes the change. If you want to change anything in your external life, you must change first. This is the law. This is not my opinion, David. This is like the law of gravity, brother. You got to change what you're saying inside of yourself, or nothing's going to change outside of yourself.
And how do you recommend you do that?
There's
Because
only one way you can do it, bro. This is the law, man. And I don't care, people may not want to hear this, but this is the truth. I didn't come here to lie to anybody. I came to tell you what the law is. Now you get to choose. You can choose to do it or you can choose not to do it. But I asked you, I'm challenging you right now. The things that I'm telling you to do, I want you to do it consistently for 30 days, and then I want you to pay attention to the changes that happen in your life. I know that this works, bro. This is the common denominator and the common law. Here's how you change your internal conversation every time, 100% of the time. Are you ready?
let's do it. I'm excited. As we all know, sleep is crucial to high performance and a healthy life. The last couple weeks I spent on the road doing 3,800 miles up and down the East Coast of America. I went from camping in 17-degree weather to walking in 65 degrees in a t-shirt and everything in between. It was an amazing trip and I slept great on the road. I had my Pillow mini and I had my Pillow blanket. Both of those were lightweight, compact, easy to carry with me in my truck, and it was comforting knowing that whether I was in a camper, whether I was in a tent, whether I was in my truck, whether I was in a hotel, whether I was in a family member's house, I always had my Pillow that perfectly supported my neck and I slept great. And then when I got home, I'm not going to lie, it was even better. I got in my Pillow sheets with my Pillow full-size pillow, with my Pillow mattress and my Pillow mattress topper and my Pillow gossamer blanket. I am sold on my Pillow. I'm 48 years old right now, and like you, I've tried dozens of different blankets and pillows and sheets, and none of them have been as durable, as beautiful, as comfortable as the My Pillow products. So you can go to mypillow.com/remarkable. Use our special promo code remarkable. You're going to save 30 to 80% on everything you order. And most of the time with our promo code, get free shipping too. And that's an exclusive from Mike Lindell himself. So I'm David Pasqualone. I love My Pillow. In the comments below, let us know how you love your My Pillow, and we can't wait to hear your story soon. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
This is the common denominator and the common law. Here's how you change your internal conversation every time, 100% of the time. Are you ready?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Exercise, exercise, exercise. I have never seen anyone come to me out of the thousands of clients that I've worked with, and those that have been in a disease state, those that have been on medications, those that have wanted to lose weight, those that wanted to get out of depression, those that wanted to control their anxiety. The way we did that is with exercise, because I knew no matter how powerful I was as a trainer or how motivating or inspiring I was as a trainer or a person, I cannot change anyone's internal conversation. The way God created you, you are the only one that can control that. And if you'll notice, David, do you work out? Yes or no?
Actually, I stopped working out in 2018, and
Yes.
it has been one of the worst decisions of my life.
Now, okay, so good. You're going to be proof.
Yeah,
So when you were working out back in 2018, were you talking better and different to yourself, sir?
absolutely.
Absolutely, you were. Because like I said, it's the law, man. So if you really want to get to your next level, David, because we're all trying to get to the next level, that's the basis and the formula and the recipe of evolution. You're never going to ever turn that off. You're always going to be reaching. That's the way God created you. Okay, so you're always reaching because you're always evolving. So there are some next steps you're trying to take as well, David. And let me tell you, brother, if you want to break through, get your butt back in the gym, brother.
Yeah,
Start
and
taking care of your physical body. Why? Because whatever you're trying to do, you need your body to do it. Whatever you're trying to do, you need a sound mind to do it. Whatever you're trying to do and create and goals that you have for yourself, you're going to get there quicker when you talk to yourself positively versus negative.
yes, 100%. Now, let me ask you a question. There's people listening who've never been physically active, and there's people who, like me, they were physically active and they quit, right? Or maybe
Now
they've been
watch
up.
this. Remember, I'm here to tell you the truth. You are
Yep.
physically active. You get up and put your clothes on every day and you go do stuff. So quit lying to ourselves. You're physically active. How do I know that? It's the law of your being. Your body was created for movement.
Yep.
So you're already physically active. What I'm looking for, and this makes a big difference, I need you to be intentionally physically active. I need you to set a certain time to the side of the day to take care of you. That is critically important to your future. It's critically important to you being a positive human being and being a good mother, a good father, a good business owner, a good community leader. That's one of the problems we have with Donald Trump right now. His ass is out of shape. You think I'm joking, brother? You give me 6 months with that dude, you wouldn't notice him anymore. You would not recognize him. He'd fall in love with himself, and then he would treat humanity totally different.
Yeah. No, that's
When
not
I
why I'm
see that
laughing.
when I see that kind of behavior, that tells me you don't know who you are.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this. Things get worse before they get better. It's another principle, I think. Would you agree with that?
No.
Okay. See, when I go to the gym to start off, I know that I get more negative thoughts, discouraging thoughts, but if I push through, then the results are great. I feel
Guess what that
better.
is, brother? Remember we talked about the law? You're
Yep.
right now you're experiencing the law, David, and what happens there, whenever you make a decision, you just said things get worse before they get better. No, what happens is the universe comes and asks you a question and says, "Is this what you really want?" And people define it as being worse. You see, it comes up, you have that negative thought or you have that negative conversation, and the universe is saying to you, David, do you want to continue with this or do you want to stop? Do you want to say what you were saying before and go back to being what you were before? Or do you truly want to step into something new? So that opportunity shows up, and it shows up in so many different ways for so many different people. And if you say that it's going to be negative before it gets better, guess what, my brother? It has to show up that way. I told you, you are the creator of your existence. And your words are the way you create your existence. That's why I'm so critically focused on making sure you change your internal conversation. Because whatever you speak externally is inside of you first.
Yeah. And it reminded me of the Bible verse, commit thy works unto the Lord and thy thoughts shall be established. So what you're saying is get your butt to the gym and do it. And then when the thoughts come through, how do you cut them?
You don't cut them, you choose them. You choose them. Man, you get good thoughts and bad thoughts all day, every day. It's just part of life. It's part of life giving you an opportunity. Once again, the universe just comes and asks you questions. Who are you going to be right now? Who do you want to be right now? Right in this moment of now, whatever's facing you, who do you want to be? That's all the universe is asking you, man. And the problem that we have as human beings is we answer that question the same way we answered it yesterday. And we wonder why things don't change.
Mm-hmm.
The universe is never challenging you or pushing against you. It doesn't do that. Because if it did, it's pushing against itself. It doesn't do that. You're the one that's pushing against life. You're the one that's pushing against everything. Because why? Why do we do that, David? We've been trained socially to do that. Everything that society teaches you is a fight and it's force. Look at our society, brother. Fighting and forcing. That's what society is about. Now, let me tell you what God is about. God is about freedom and flow. Freedom of choice, decisions, freedom of action, freedom of thought. You get to choose the thoughts that you're going to meditate on. You may not get to choose the ones that pop into your head. Remember what you said. I get bad thoughts when I start working out. Bad thing. I got to work through that. I got to push through that first. Well, guess why you get that? Because you keep saying that. And that's what your belief is. Remember I told you at the beginning, you only have one problem and it's your belief. See, because whatever you believe by the law of creation has to show up. You're a Christian man. I know you know the Bible, don't you, David?
As much as I can.
Didn't Jesus and God say that you have little faith? Faith is the same thing as belief.
Yeah.
This thing is super easy, but it's super complex, man, because a lot of this stuff is already inside of you. That's what I love about what I do. I optimize human beings. And you know what? All I do is I just take a flashlight and I show you the power that you already have inside of you that you're not paying attention to. This is how you create every single thing in the world. Everything that you touch, smell, feel, and you can see has been created this way. No exception.
So
Thought,
when you work,
word, and deed.
So when you work with clients, is it, I'm guessing, remote in today's society because people are all over the world, or do you work locally? How do you do it?
I do everything digitally. Now I'll do it locally here in Houston, but I don't travel like I did before. So all of my work is done digitally. But here's the deal. Once again, man, this is not, all the magic has been done, David. The magic of your creation has been done. The power centers that I'm not going to do anything for you. You're going to do everything for yourself because that's the way you were created anyway. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm going to show you the power you have inside of yourself. Now, one of the things that I do have what I call non-negotiables. And what I mean by that is, if you and I got up on the roof again, using that example of gravity, me knowing the law of gravity, I'm going to get up on that roof with a parachute. Now you get to choose if you're going to do it or not. I can tell you and say, hey, David, you know what, man? If we get up on this roof and we jump, bro, we're both going to the ground. And most likely you and I are probably going to die or you're going to hurt yourself real bad. I've seen this happen to people before. So you know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to go up on the roof. We're still going to jump because we committed to do that. But I'm going to go up on the roof and I'm going to make sure I have a parachute on. So when I do jump, I can deploy that parachute and I still will work with gravity. Remember, force, flow, that's working with the law. I'm working with gravity, in harmony with gravity, but I'm doing things to protect myself at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
That's all. Everything's already inside of you, brother. Most people just don't, they're not tapping into that power because they haven't been taught.
So when you're working with clients, somebody might have a bad marriage. Somebody might have at work, they're just stale in their job and their career and they're not moving forward. Somebody might had a loss they're dealing with. How do you use fitness? Because I do agree with what you're saying. We need to be active. I mean, we're made to move and grow. And one of the most frustrating things that I see in my own life and other people's lives is they don't feel good, so they stop moving, or they get injured, so they stop moving. It just makes it worse. The only people that benefit are Satan and the medical industry, right? Because they're making all the money. But when you get people in these different life situations, you're using fitness as the catalyst to rechange their mind and their belief system. But how does it apply? Because obviously there has to be a practicality to now I need to change some things about me for my marriage or for my career or for, the situation I'm dealing with. How do you tie it together in each situation?
Well, I don't have to. And the reason why is because the connectors are already inside of you. Here's what I've noticed with my clients. They come to me with problems, whatever those problems may be. Just like you said, it could be a bad marriage. It could be bad health. It could be, I just want to get in better shape. I want to get off medications. I know I need to take better care of my body. Whatever reason brought them to me, I honor that reason. And I just say this, we got to start exercising. The reason why is because I understand the law of your biology. You see, at the end of the day, David, you're nothing but a frequency and a vibration. You are magnetic. That means you are magnetizing every event to you. That is the law. There is no exception, sir. I wish there was, but there isn't. You are a biological magnet by the way you have been created. So everything you have in your life, good relationship, bad relationship, wealth or poverty, sickness or health, good or bad people, you have drawn into your life by your magnetism. Your magnetism is determined by your words. Your magnetism is also determined by you moving, exercise. That's why when you exercise, you feel better. That's why when you exercise, you have more energy. You see, so when you start exercising, remember that scripture, David, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things shall be added unto you. Did you hear that? All things, good relationships, all things, wealth, all things, a good life, all things, good decisions, all things, clarity in conversation, clarity in decisions, clarity in business, all things shall be added unto you. Your problem is you just don't believe it. I told you only had one problem, and it's your beliefs. Because when you start exercising, your biology starts doing a lot of great things inside of you. It starts healing you at a cellular level. You'll start naturally getting better thoughts. You'll start naturally getting answers to your questions that you have in your life. These things just naturally start to happen because it's already been created in your DNA. It's inside of your DNA already.
Beautiful. So who are the ideal customers or clients that you work with?
I have H3O, human optimization, H3O. We have H3O for kids. We have H3O for seniors. We have H3O for women and men. Why do I say that? Because you know what? You are a human. My demographic is humans, David. We have children that need to learn about their own power. We have children that are being bullied right now. We have children that are sick right now that need to learn that their bodies can heal themselves if they'll quit eating so much junk food and not taking care of themselves and sitting down and not moving. So they need to learn how to take better care of themselves. Why? Because healthy adults create healthy seniors. And that's one of the problems we're having right now in our country. Our seniors are unhealthy. Why? Because they did not take care of themselves when they were younger.
Yeah.
You can pay now, or you can pay later, brother. I've been lifting weights since I was 23 years old. I've been exercising since I was 23. I'm 60 right now. And let me tell you, I'm in the greatest shape that I can be in.
That's fantastic. Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you or learn more about your program, where's the best place or way to reach you?
The best place to reach me would be urh30.com. Now, those are letters.
So the letter U, the letter R, H3O.
The letter H, 3, and then the letter O.com.
Beautiful.
They're going to hit a landing page. It'll tell them a little bit about who I've worked with as far as corporations and people. It'll also give them an opportunity, David, to schedule a call with me. The call is absolutely free. I'm offering to your listeners. It's an acceptance interview call. It's an opportunity for them to get to know me better. It's also an opportunity for me to get to know you better and for us to agree to work together. Not me try to sell you on anything, because I don't do that. If we talk on the phone, we're just going to have a genuine conversation. I want to get to know you, want to see what I can do to help you, if anything. And if I can't help you, I'm surely going to be able to send you to someone or direct you to a place where you can get you some help if you need it.
All right. So let's do this. There's listeners right now thinking, yeah, that's great, but I got real problems. This isn't going to help me. I know that fitness helps. I've seen it in my life. I was going to die from pressure in 2015, and my blood pressure was off the chart. My blood tests were terrible. I started working out, and I got in the best shape of my life. I was walking around 190 pounds, 8 to 10% body fat, and I felt fantastic. And like Tony was saying, everything started balancing out in my life. Not everything was perfect, and I had to go after and continue the conversation, but I had that confidence and that motivation and that balance and energy and frequency, the different things that Tony's talking about. But Tony, right now, when people are thinking, yeah, my problems are way bigger than working out, what do you have to say to them?
I'd have to say, you know what? You're absolutely right, because that's your belief. I don't argue with people. I don't try to convince people. I don't twist people's arms. If that's what you want to believe and keep struggling with your life, you go right ahead, because that's the law. If that's what you believe and you keep saying, no, I don't believe that, or that's not going to work, guess what? You're absolutely right. So my 30-day challenge to you would be this, because you don't change your beliefs through just trying to change your beliefs. You change your beliefs through discovery. Discovery only happens when you take action. So my suggestion to you would be these 3 things I want you to try to do for the next 30 days. And this will help you to understand the power that you have as a human being. Because remember, you are a spiritual being, being a human being. That's what's going on right now. That's the truth, and that's the law. So the thing I want you to do is I want you to find any form of exercise that you like. I don't care if it's Tai Chi, Zumba, if it's lifting weights, if it's playing tennis, if it's playing golf, or if it's just walking around your neighborhood. I need you to do it intentionally. Remember, taking that intentional time, be it 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 40 minutes, whatever time you'd like to allocate for your well-being, because it is about you. It's not about me or anyone else. It's about your well-being. It's about you taking control of your health and your creations. So I want you to find some form of exercise, be intentful about it, and do it for at least 20 to 30 minutes. I don't care if it's just walking around your neighborhood. That's number 1. Number 2 is, while you're exercising and while you're working out for 20, 30 minutes, I want you to change your conversation. I don't want you talking to yourself about how bad you've been missing your workouts, you've done this wrong, you've done that wrong. I don't want you talking about all the negative things to yourself about your life. I want you to start speaking positively to yourself. Start speaking positively to your body. And then pay attention to what happens. So here's the 3 things I need you to do. Exercise intentionally for 20 to 30 minutes, consistently and frequently for the next 30 days. Be intentful about it. Number 2, I want you to only speak what you desire. Did you hear what I just said? Only speak what you desire. Now, what that means is, do not talk about things you don't want to show up in your life. That's going to be difficult for a lot of you, but it'll help you to realize what you're doing. You're going to start to notice that you've been talking against yourself quite frequently. These exercises are going to bring you into awareness. You're going to be aware when you start exercising. You're going to start to become aware about how important it is to take care of your body. You're going to start to become aware of how good it makes you feel. You're also going to become aware of how your life will start to unfold in a much more positive way. Okay, when you start speaking only what you desire, you're going to become aware of how powerful you are, and you're also going to become aware of how powerful your words are. Now, here's the last thing, bro. And this was the hardest thing for me, David. This was the hardest thing for me. When God told me to do this, man, I was like, what? Are you talking to me? God told me, speak to everything as if you were God. See, that goes right in alignment with speaking only what you desire. Because I promise you, God Almighty, the creator of all things, does not say things that God doesn't desire to happen. I'm 100% sure of that. So if you'll start speaking as if you were God to every situation, to every person, to every condition, to yourself, watch how your life's going to change. Watch how you're going to start feeling different about yourself. Watch how much more powerful you're going to be speaking just by doing that. So you exercise those 3 things for 30 days, then call me and we'll have a conversation.
Beautiful. I'm looking forward to trying it myself. And ladies and gentlemen, like Tony said, try it for 30 days, visit his website, and then continue the conversation. Hopefully we all have even better lives. And it's just a moment of catalyst, and it's a new beginning in new chapter in 2026.
Well, guys, let me tell you something about 2026. So get your mind ready because it's coming. Okay? Life is not perfection. Life is a process. So get perfection out of your mind and get process in your mind. You are a process. You're going through a process. Your life experiences are part of the process. You get to choose who you're going to be in that process. No one can take that away from you. It is the law of your being, it's the law of creation, and it's the law of life. No one gets to do that. So just know you have the power to control that. And the only way you're going to get there, guys, is if you have to discover it. You can't believe what's coming out of my mouth. The only reason why I know it's true because this is the way I live. The only way you're going to know it's true for you is it's going to have to become the way that you live as well. So at the end of the day, do it for 30 days. Number 1, you're worth it. You are worth it. If anything that I've said to you today, I want you to know that you are worth your dreams, you are worth your desires, you are worth a good life, you are worth being a millionaire, you are worth having freedom, you are a powerful human being. Now you just have to decide to agree with that. God already created you that way. You just don't believe it. You believe in what the world is saying about you. That's your problem. Start creating your own life by what you're saying about your own self and what you want your life to be. And guess what happens? You are now refocusing your energy and your power and your creation on your life, which is the way it was supposed to be anyway. You only have enough power to control yourself, control your thoughts, and control your inner world. You can't even control your external world, but you can control your inner world. I have discovered that to be true, David. All of us can do that. But it takes your attention. And that's the problem that we have right now on this planet. That's the problem we have right now in humanity. People are not paying attention. And that's why we have so much disruption going on right now, because God is bringing all that corruption, all of that stuff to the forefront so we can really look at it as collective human beings and make a collective decision on which direction we're going from here. That's what this is all about. Who are we going to be in this moment? Are we going to be human beings that turn on each other and kill each other? Are we going to be human beings that judge each other and minimize each other? I mean, this is where we are right now, brother. Are we going to turn our backs on each other, man? As humans. I'm not talking about as Democrats and Republicans. I'm not talking about as Christians or non-Christians. I'm talking about human beings, man.
Yeah.
We're in a pinnacle moment in our society right now. We don't even know it. We're too busy pointing the fingers at other people instead of looking at ourselves. And this is what this is all about. It's about an opportunity for you to look at you, look at who you are, look at who you're becoming, and look at what you're contributing to society and to humanity. That's what this is about right now. So I tell you, man, get with the game, understand the game, master the game, because you are the creator of the game. I love you all. My job is to tell the truth. Your job is to make a decision.
Amen to that. Ladies and gentlemen, Talk is cheap is the worldly saying. The Bible says the talk of the lips tendeth only to penury. That means talk is cheap. All right. So we got to do it, right? Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. So, Tony, it's been a great pleasure having you here today. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, man, I love you, man. And thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your patience with our schedule. And thank you so much for allowing me a platform to help people to understand how powerful they are, man. At the end of the day, you just got to get to a place where you start believing in yourself. And that's not selfish. That's self-full. I love you, David.
I love you too, man. And ladies and gentlemen, like Tony said, and like our slogan says, listen to the great advice Tony just gave you. Filter everything I say, he says, and everybody says through the word of God. But take that truth, listen to it, then do it. Repeat it each day. Just like Tony said, it's like you knew our slogan, man. So you can have a great life in this world and most importantly, an eternity to come. So listen, do, repeat for life. I'm David Pasqualone. This was our friend Anthony Tony Cudjo. I say that right,
me,
brother?
That's me, baby. You said it right.
All right. I'm dyslexic and I always worry. But ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Tony, I love you, buddy. And we'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao.
Ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely hope this show has inspired you. The whole purpose of the Remarkable People podcast is to inspire you, to motivate you into action, to help you have an even better life, to overcome things you've not yet been able to overcome, or to grow to the next level that you never thought possible. And all of this, not just to benefit you in this world, but to have you come to a relationship with God where it grows every day stronger, and not just this world is blessed, but your eternity is blessed. And we sincerely want to do just that and to glorify God. And we hope with this episode, we accomplish that. If we did, please let me know. It's great to be encouraged and to spread the word to our remarkable guests that it helped in your life. If we didn't, let me know. Write me an email. You can go to davidpasqualone.com, go to our contact us page, and let me know what you think. I got tough skin. Let it rip. Anything you can think of to make this a better podcast, to help you grow and to glorify God, I'm in. So that's it. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for sending us feedback. If we can help you in any way, let us know. And if you can spread the word about the Remarkable People podcast, share the episode to your friends, your family on social media, it would be a huge honor and blessing. Again, I'm not trying to be the most famous podcast in the world for my benefit. I truly want a podcast that's the best podcast in the world to help as many people as we can to have a better life, come to know Christ, to grow in the Lord, and to have that salvation so they can be with God in peace and joy in eternity. And right now we're together on this earth, so let's do everything we can to work together and help each other grow. Like the Bible says, love the Lord thy God as a first commandment, and the next commandment is to love thy neighbor as thyself. So let's do it together. I'm David Pasqualone. I love you, not as much as God loves you, but if I can help you in any way, just ask. And again, please share this with your friends and family so we can help them too. Ciao. See you in the next episode.
The Remarkable People Podcast. Check it out. The Remarkable People Podcast. Listen, do, repeat for life. The Remarkable People Podcast.